Hopefully this live stream will stay going. I apologize for the errors that are happening. Again, it's on the internet here at the hotel. Hopefully it will not stop. Many of you guys are coming on right now. I do apologize, but I am coming from Israel. And if you're tuning in right now, I do have some videos I want to show you tonight. Hopefully I will not have any more hiccups, so I do apologize for that. Today has been a wonderful day. I cannot explain to you how awesome it's been. And I shared a sneak peek on Facebook today on my social media platform. And I want to show you some places that I went today and also give you some idea of what we're going to be doing tomorrow. But we've been having an awesome time. And let me just, once again, very quickly here, I want to share, thank you, Mr. Robert and Miss Janice, for joining me. Again, I apologize. Again, all those. Hey, Jason, tuning in from Orlando. Hope you guys are having a great time. I know that you are. Hey, Mom and Dad, good to see you guys tonight. Look, I'm just going to click through here and show you all. Look, Wes says, there you are. Yeah, man, good to have you guys back, man. I apologize again. Hopefully this internet will continue on. And, hey, Integrity Television is taking this tonight as well. Good to have you guys. We are, in fact, airing. We just finished coming off the air on Integrity Television at 8:30 p.m. East Coast time. Just finished our broadcast. And now you are on Integrity Television Facebook page. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you all so much there with Integrity Television. And I appreciate them live streaming this evening. I'm hoping that everything will go through fine. I'm just going through sharing here some of those who are tuning in, those from the Crystal Coast. Good to see you all. Great day. There's so many people that are tuning in right now from everywhere. I can't even get it all in. There's so many people that are tuning in. So I appreciate you all joining me right now. We are pushing right now around, we're pushing near 200 devices right now that are on with me. That's awesome. Great day. That's awesome. I'm telling you. This is great. And that's just devices right now. Praise the Lord. So if you're just joining me again, I'm coming from Tiberias, Israel. That's where I'm coming from. Now, if you could look out this window right here, the Sea of Galilee is right there. I can see the Sea of Galilee right now, but it's dark outside, so you can't see it. I will show you, but I am going to show you what's happening. I got about 4 videos I want to share this evening. And again, I'm trusting that this live stream will stay connected. And if something happens, I'll try again. But I apologize if it kicked you off a moment ago. But we have a bunch of people on with me right now. So this is day number 2 of our time together in Israel. Today we went on a lot of different places. Today was, I guess you call it, the Bible day. We did a lot of things, going places with the scriptures today. Tomorrow is going to be more of a day, which will be Thursday. Right now, it's about 4:15 in the morning where I'm located. I've been up since 1 o'clock this morning. I went to bed around maybe 9, got about 4 hours sleep. I'm still dealing with some jet lag, but it's 4:15 in the morning, and just a few hours we're going to be leaving, and we're going to the Golan Heights today, and we're going to be riding on either Humvees, Land Cruisers, or Jeeps. We're going to be going up. There's 19 of us pastors from across the United States that are going to be going up today to the Golan Heights, looking into Syria. And we're going to be they're going to be got 2 briefing sessions today about what's happening with the war. And so I'm looking forward to hearing what's happening right now. There is a lot that's going on with Israel, and dealing with Hamas and dealing with Hezbollah there in Lebanon. There's a lot of things happening. That ring of fire that you've heard me use in our midweek Bible studies. A lot is going on right now in Israel. And you're hearing all the rhetoric right now trying to bring a ceasefire. Now, Hamas, let me just say this. On Monday of next week, March the 11th, begins Ramadan. And so and we're going to be in Jerusalem during that time. So there's so much. I feel like a fire hydrant right now. I wanted to just gush it all out, but I just can't do all that. But let me just kind of tell you where we are. We're in Tiberias. The Sea of Galilee is right here. And we're getting ready to check out this morning, and we're going to be traveling to Jerusalem also. But first, we're going to the Golan Heights today. Then we're going to be coming back to Jerusalem. And I'll be staying in Jerusalem for the next 4 or 5 nights. And we're going to be seeing a lot of things in Jerusalem. And I'll update you. And hopefully the hotel there will have good internet where the Wi-Fi will go out. That's my prayer. I have no control over that at all. Even my provider doesn't have the greatest cell phone service over here. So just want to make mention of that. So I apologize if any buffering, be it frozen along that line. But I do want to show you some stuff that happened today. And I want to begin by showing you, when I went live last night at, what time was it? It was 3 o'clock my time. I woke up at 2 o'clock in the morning, went live at 3. I did not go back to sleep till 9:30 last night, which is night where you guys are. But I stayed up, and at 5:30, I walked down to the Sea of Galilee at 5:30 in the morning. And I want to show you what I saw at 5:30 in the morning. Now, just check this out. I put it on a time lapse at 9:30 in the morning, and this is what I saw. Hold on one second here. Let me see if I can get it to work. One second. Just give me just a moment here. Let me see. Let me bring it up. One second. Now, what you're seeing right now is a time lapse of the Sea of Galilee this morning, watching the sun rise. Isn't that beautiful? Great day in the morning. That is absolutely beautiful to me. I was out there with my phone, had it on time lapse, and wow, it was amazing to me. So I wanted to show you that video. And also, we took a boat ride today. And to those who've been to Israel, you know what I'm talking about. You probably have taken a boat ride as well. But I want to show you now what I saw today. And on this boat ride in Israel, it was absolutely amazing. Let me see if this video works here. If not, give me just a moment. So check this out. Well, as you can tell right now, I'm on this boat in the Sea of Galilee on this beautiful Wednesday morning. Absolutely beautiful. It was on this body of water that Jesus Christ walked on the water. Wow. I'm still trying to process that right now. It's a beautiful day. The water's tranquil. Absolutely beautiful. But it was in the fourth watch of the night that Jesus Christ walked on the water to the disciples. I think all of us can relate in the spiritual realm how we all have difficulties and storms in our life, and how in the midst of our storm, how Christ shows up. This was a physical storm that they were experiencing, and the Lord just illustrated to them that He is in full control. I just wanted to share that with you today, as I'm still trying to process everything that I'm seeing and experiencing right now in these open waters. But praise God. Be it here in Tiberias, in Israel, right here on the Sea of Galilee, He's just as real right where you are today. So don't think that the Lord's forgotten you. He has not forgotten you. Thinking about you today, praying for you, and remember, God's got it. Wasn't that beautiful? Great day in the morning. It was an absolutely beautiful day on the Sea of Galilee. And we spent some more time on the water as well, and we're out there for quite a while, and it was beautiful. And as I showed you the sunrise at it was about 6:04. What happened when the sun came up around 5:59, it went up over the mountains. So it was around 6:04, 6:05 when it finally went over the mountains. And here's one of the things too that I've seen, that I found. I went on my phone to be able to find the sunrise, and when I put it in my phone, well, right now it's showing the right location. Let me see if I can find what I had earlier, what I did earlier today. Let me see if I can find a picture of what I think I took a picture. Let me see. Maybe I didn't. But one of the crazy things that's happened here, when I cut on my location services, it's showing that I'm actually in Lebanon rather than Israel. And the reason why is because we're at the northern part of Israel. And I may mention last night that about 15,000, we met the former mayor of Tiberias last night on the water. And the mayor told us that about 15,000 people from the northern part of Israel have moved down into Tiberias. Now, around 80 to 100,000 residents up there at the northern border near Lebanon have moved down, been relocated because of the rockets that are being shot over into Israel. And so about 15,000 of those 80 to 100,000 are now staying here in hotels around Tiberias. And so downstairs, I've been talking to a lot of the people who live here, who have been relocated. And there's families. You'll see children running around, pets. This is their home for the past, 5 months now? It's unsafe for them to go to the border. In fact, Hezbollah has still been launching rockets into northern Israel. And I heard just the other day someone was killed once again as these rockets are being launched. Some of the farmers have gone back to the northern part of Israel because it's their livelihood. But unfortunately, Hezbollah is still launching those rockets. And I may mention to you last night as well, when we checked into the hotel, they told us here that if you hear an air raid, an air siren go off, that we got 60 seconds to run downstairs or get into the stairwell for protection. They said it probably won't happen because this is a densely populated area, and of course because of all the residents that are living here, and of course the enemy knows that. But at the same time, if Hezbollah should launch anything in this area, oh my goodness, that would just make the war go up a whole nother notch if that should occur. But again, just making you aware. And you're going to see another video in just a moment. I shared this as a teaser today because we left the Sea of Galilee and went over to the Mount of Beatitudes where Jesus preached the Sermon on the Mount. And you know this from the Gospels. And I showed that little video. And to those who might have missed, I want to show it to you again. But I want you to listen to the jets that are flying over. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm used to that. I grew up in Goldsboro near Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, so I'm used to hearing the roaring of jets all the time. It's nothing really unique for me. But if a person's not familiar with that, can I tell you, it can be quite concerning. But we heard the jets flying over quite a bit as we were on the Mount of Beatitudes. And I want you to check out this video. Again, I showed it earlier today, but for those who did not see it, check this out. Again, this was another just an inspirational moment for me. I can't tell you and express to you in mere words. I feel like my words are not weighty enough to express to you what I've been experiencing here in Israel. But check out this short video as well, and I'll be right back as I want to share more with you. I'm currently on the Mount of Beatitudes, and the body of water you see behind me is the Sea of Galilee. It is on this location that Jesus delivered that powerful sermon, the Sermon on the Mount. And those words that he shared 2,000 years ago still resonate today. So at this location that Jesus began to minister, as the people who were at the base of this mountain made their way up, and Jesus' voice was able to be magnified, that people may be able to hear. You see, they didn't have the microphones, the technology like we have today. But Jesus preached that powerful message. And it's on this location that those words were shared. Once again, I can't express to you what I feel being at this place where Jesus ministered those 2,000 years ago. Wow. And so as we continue our journey, we're going to continue to look and see where Jesus walked, where Jesus preached, the life that Jesus lived. An amazing, amazing, amazing story 2,000 years ago. Once again, that still resonates today. I'm hoping you're still on with me right now. The internet stopped. I'm hoping you're still on with me. I had over 200 devices. I think you're still back on with me. So I apologize for that hiccup there. It erased all my comments that were here. So, okay, yeah, you guys are back on. So again, I apologize for that delay again. If it froze on you, I trust everything's okay. So let me just keep on going here, okay? So my feeble efforts of trying to explain what I've seen. What I was saying was, I personally have never been to Israel. And you all know who follow this Bible study on Wednesday nights. I've been teaching on Israel, and I'm telling you, I've always heard from people who said they've been to Israel. It's like taking it from black and white to color. It's like you just view it in a different way. And that's exactly what's happening for me personally. It's coming to life to me, and as I read and study. And so we also left and went to Capernaum as well, and we visited there and saw some ancient ruins. It's amazing, these rocks that you see that are over 2,000 years old, of ancient ruins of homes and streets that you can touch with your own hands. Look, as they were sharing today with us on our journey, that anything that's over, think about the documents and other things, artifacts in the United States of America that are over 200, 250 years old. It's behind glass in a weather-treated environment or climate-controlled environment. But here, we're walking and we're seeing, again, these rocks and artifacts of over 2,000 years old. And the Bible tells us that if the people don't praise him, the rocks will cry out. And that's exactly what I thought of today. That all of this is shouting that the Bible is true and that these rocks in the synagogues where Jesus taught from the scriptures, we're seeing right there in Capernaum, right there, the volcanic rock that was used to make the synagogue and the limestone that was used at a later time as they built some other structures there. It's amazing to me. And I'm learning a whole lot. I'm like a sponge right now, trying to soak it all in. And you know how you wring it out? That's what I feel like I'm trying to do right now. That's why I shot some video. And I got other videos as well and pictures I've taken that I'm not showing on here right now. But I just wanted to let you know what's going on. Now, we took a bus ride around the northern part, and we went to an area, and I cannot recall the name of it, but it was a brand new road. And it was absolutely beautiful as well as we looked over into the Sea of Galilee. In fact, it's the lowest below sea level freshwater lake in the world, the Sea of Galilee. This body of water. It's the lowest, I think 700 something feet below sea level. And to those who've been here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. This is not new to you. You know what I'm talking about. But I know personally, it's just been amazing to me. So and again, what we did then was we went to where the feeding of the 5,000 plus were, and then also the other gathering where the feeding was located. And our tour guide, who's a former IDF soldier, he shared with us again about, information about the springs, the 7 springs that are here in Israel, and 5 are still functioning today. And he took us to one of them, and it was absolutely beautiful, that spring. And I don't think I've loaded it up on my computer here, but in our last moments together before we departed to come back to the hotel to have supper this evening, he shared with us a little bit about a recap of the day of what we saw. So I want you to take a few minutes here and listen to this video. And his name is Ron, and he just did a superb job. He's an awesome tour guide. Just check this out.
Where were we today? Think of all we covered. Can you all hear me? You want me to use the headset? Think of all that we covered today. Let's start with like a little summary. So that's what I love about water sources. If you open the Bible, how many events take place by the water? Jacob's well, Old Testament and New Testament stories. The spring of the visit, where Mary meets Elizabeth. Moses and Zipporah. The crossing of the Israelites into the Promised Land. Elijah go down into the heavens. Elisha's spring. Water systems. David touches the pipeline going underneath the water. That's a later introduction. In the New Testament, the baptism and the probably Peter's primacy in the headwaters of the Jordan River. First of all, because water is life. But number 2, the water flows where the water flows. And by these kind of places, that's always a good place to meet at, because that doesn't change. When we go to ancient place, I can tell you, oh, that's a mosque and church, whatever. If I'm telling you to go by an ancient well or a spring, that kind of is the location. But let's cover everything that we see today. So we start our day. We were on a boat ride on the Sea of Galilee. We talked about how easing the storms, casting of the nets. We came here to the 7th spring. We're in the location. We're reading the feeding of the multitude. And we mentioned about the 5 loaves, the 2 fish, the 12 apostles, the Jewish message. We just visited the place of the 4,000, the other feeding. And how many loaves? Just a few. 7 loaves, a couple of fish. Same message with the Gentiles. We just came from that place. We're standing now in the same spring, in the same reason why there's fish here in the first place. Why the fishing villages were in the first place. Why the fishermen chose these shores. Capernaum is over there. Sermon on the Mount right above Capernaum. Magdala to bring salt, to salt these fish. So we have kind of the why of the people who are here. And then we learned about the what. And of course the other why behind it. So that's just summary. Everything we just did this morning. We saw Magdala, we saw the Sermon on the Mount, we did the boat ride, we learned about how the storms can take place, we learned about the walking on the water. Everything in just one day. They usually, instead of doing tak, and also we enjoyed the baptism in the Jordan River. That's just today, and that's what we love about being in this land and able to, like Bobby said, we're not going to pinpoint right here is the spot. No, but when we're seeing these places, the natural sites, these archaeological sites, and I'm sure that you guys, every time you read the Bible, you'll be able to see it when you see the verses, and you can imagine. It's not, over there, in that beautiful lake. This lake. And that would connect everything else that we do.
Awesome tour guide. I mean, he has given us a lot of information. And one thing I forgot that he mentioned, one of the highlights of my day, how can I forget this? I was baptized in the Jordan River today. Yes, right. I was baptized in the Jordan River. And what an experience that was as well. And let me say this too. It was cold. It was freezing cold. But it was a wonderful experience. The very place that Jesus was baptized in the Jordan River. Now, granted, was it the very place, the very exact spot that Christ was baptized? Probably not. However, it was the same body of water that Jesus was baptized in. Also, too, if you remember from the Old Testament as well, do you remember, and I shared this last night, about who was it that had to dip 7 times in order for his flesh to be restored? Remember? It was Naaman, correct? And the muddy Jordan River. And, last night it was brought to our attention about the Jordan River, and about it being muddy. And it was muddy. And so, in fact, as I was going in today, I do got video, but I'm not going to show it. The reason why. I'm so embarrassed. As I was going in, there were some steps in the mud, and I missed the step and I fell. And someone said, the buddy said, well, glory. And I threw my hand up like, it was like the Spirit hit me. But what happened was I actually just tripped and almost fell into the water. I was almost baptized before I was baptized. And everybody got a laugh out of it, and so did I. It tickled me. But the point I'm trying to make is it was in the Jordan River that I was baptized today. And so I've just, look, I even got me some water today, not from the Jordan River, but I got some water today from the Sea of Galilee as well that I'm going to bring home. I have had an awesome day, and I'm going just on a little bit of sleep, about 3 to 4 hours of sleep each day. And we have so much to do tomorrow. As stated, if you're just tuning in, if you missed it, we're going to be going on some Humvees and some Jeeps tomorrow up to the Golan Heights. We're going on some very steep terrain and territory. And this is a huge point militarily speaking. This is owned by the nation of Israel, but understand that this is a strategic military point, because if Syria had control of that, keep in mind they could launch rockets right over into Israel. And look, when you're up there, man, you can see all that's going on in it. I mean, you see all of Israel out there, man. It's just amazing. And also keep in mind that Israel's about the size of the state of New Jersey. That's how big Israel is. So that's the plan tomorrow. And as mentioned earlier, we got 2 briefings tomorrow about the war, what's happening in Israel right now. And I know that's tomorrow. That's going to be a unique, very unique experience going on this. Again, we're not taking a bus tomorrow up there. We're going on Jeeps. This is going to be pretty cool. So I'm going to try to take my phone with me, my camera, and try to get some of that video and see what's going on. So it's going to be a bumpy ride probably too on what we're going to do tomorrow, but it's going to be a unique experience. And then on Friday, I stated we're leaving to go to Jerusalem. After we leave the Golan Heights tomorrow, we're going to spend the night in Jerusalem tomorrow night and the next several nights. And we're going to be going to the Western Wall on Friday and do some tours and see some things in Jerusalem. And then Friday night at 6 o'clock p.m. or whenever sunset is, we're going to be having a Shabbat meal with the family in their home. And that's going to be a unique experience. Look, Shabbat, everything stops on Shabbat. It's like Christmas Day in the States. I mean, everything's closed. And so that's going to be on Saturday. That's their Sabbath, Shabbat. And so we're going to be having a meal on Friday night and be a part of their custom of what they do in their homes when they celebrate and they go into the weekend. So Thursday night is kind of like our Friday night, so to speak. It's kind of like a night that they go out and have with the family and all that on Friday night, or a Saturday. I guess you call it maybe a Saturday night, kind of like their Saturday night. But then on Sunday, like our Sunday is our Sabbath, but in Israel it's Saturday. So everything goes down on Shabbat. But I'm looking forward to that experience, having a meal with the family in their home. I think we're going to have communion together as well. So it's going to be a very unique experience. And we've got a lot of things coming up. I know we're going to be going down, I think, on Monday. I think Monday is going to be a very heavy, heavy day. We're going to, when I say heavy, I mean it's going to be a full day, but we're going down to the southern part of Israel. We're going to be going down near Gaza. We're going to be going down to some of the kibbutz that you have seen on the news that were attacked by Hamas. And so that's going to be a very, very moving, very heavy day. And so, and there's pictures of hostages. As I was traveling today on the highway, pictures of hostages, 136, I still believe, that are still held by Hamas. So there's a lot that's going on. And I just want to say to you, before I close out today, let's continue to be in prayer for the nation of Israel, okay? Let's continue to be in prayer for the nation of Israel. When I have talked to the people of Israel, they are so appreciative of us being here. I didn't mention this, but let me share this too. To those who've been to Israel before, and some of those here who've been to Israel before were telling me this. I didn't know this. And those who've been before, you know what I'm talking about. There, a lot of time, hundreds, 40, 50 buses at one location as tourists are getting off. That's what it typically is. Do you know when we went to some of these places, we were the only ones there? There was nobody else there. And then some of those places like Capernaum that we went to, there was only just a handful of people there, where at times past they told me there'd be 1,000+ people in attendance, and you can't even hardly walk. There's so much of a crowd. It's not that way at all. The tourists are not here. Now, let me say this. I feel completely safe. I do. I feel completely safe. But a lot of the economy of Israel is based on tourism, and they are so appreciative of us being here. We went to a roadside a place today to have lunch, and I cannot recall the name of it. It wasn't a falafel. It was something else I had, but it was really good. And they were so appreciative of us being there. They were so complimentary. And in the hotel here, I was talking to a bunch of teenagers tonight in the hotel during supper time, and a lot of them speak Hebrew. Some spoke English, but they're so appreciative of us being here and the families. Because, again, this is their livelihood to many those in tourism, like the hotels and things along that line. So let's continue to be in prayer for Israel. And, on these places we visited, it's good for us because the crowd's very small, but it's bad for the nation of Israel. Very bad for the nation of Israel. So, again, I know that Israel's opened up again. It's still considered a war zone. And you heard me mention earlier, you saw the video, you can still hear the jets flying over, and Hezbollah still launching rockets over. We're not able to go up to that border because of that. The military's up there. And, of course, I don't want to go up there near Lebanon anyway, if that's the case. I don't want to do that at all. But we are going to the Golan Heights. So I don't know what tomorrow night holds when it comes to a live stream. Your tomorrow night, my actual early morning hour, I don't know what it holds with the internet there at the hotel I'll be at. If I can go live, I will. But if not, I'll let you know, and I can post some type of video or something along that line. I'll let you know. Again, I really don't know what it holds, but I just want to encourage you, and I want to stress again, I've seen you guys commenting on here, a bunch of you commenting on here. Again, we have over like 225 devices on right now that are joining me. That's just devices, and how many people behind these devices, I have no idea. The number of people that are tuning in on this, what night is it? It's Thursday morning here. It's Wednesday night. It's 9:40 your time. It's 4:40 my time in the morning. So I'm going to get ready to sign off. I'm getting ready to finish my packing up things, and going to meet downstairs at 6:15 for breakfast this morning, and get ready to have our first briefing session around 7:30, and then make our way to the Golan Heights. And so I'm excited. Again, I get like a kid in a candy store. Can I pray for you before I leave tonight or this morning? Can I pray for you? I would love to do so. Again, there's so many of you all that are tuning in. If I'm not able to see your comments yet, I apologize for that. Again, there's so many that are coming in, and I appreciate you. And if you're tuning in, just let me know that you're watching and where you're watching from. If you're watching from another state, my home state is North Carolina. If you're watching outside of another state, would you let me know? If you're watching in another country, we had someone last night from Germany on with us last night, and from the Philippines. But if you're watching from another country, I'd love to hear from you as well. And I would appreciate that very much. So, but I want to pray with you before I sign off tonight, okay? Lord, I thank you now for all your many blessings. I thank you, God, for those who are tuning in this evening, Lord, as they come to a close on this Wednesday evening. I pray, dear God, that your hand be upon them, Lord. As I experienced today firsthand with my own eyes, the very places that Jesus, where he walked, the very body of water that he walked on top of. Lord, I saw with my own eyes the very place. And I know one day, Lord, that we as Christians will see Jesus face to face. And I pray tonight for that one who might be discouraged, that one who might be down. Be with them, I pray, dear Lord. Have your hand upon them this evening, Lord, and strengthen them. To that one who's healing from a recent surgery or is preparing for surgery, Lord, I ask you, dear God, now to touch them. And we ask in the name of Christ that every need be supplied. Lord, I just pray tonight, Lord, as your people go to sleep, may they rest on your promises, knowing that everything's going to be okay. And we ask all this now in the name of Christ. And all God's people said, amen and amen. Well, look, I appreciate you all joining me this evening. Thank you for joining me and being a part. And we will see what happens tomorrow night, or your tomorrow night, later today for me. And we'll see about going live from Jerusalem. Okay? And I might, if I can, in the Golan Heights, if I can go live on my phone, I might try that, but I don't know if I can or not. But I'll record some video. But I love you guys, and I appreciate you all so very much. And again, I'm excited. I'm excited. I thank God. I'm here with Christians United for Israel with John Hagee Ministries, and I have enjoyed my time. And you know, it's like anything else. The days go by so quick. You know, when you're, you know, how the days when you're out of routine, how days go by so quick. That's what's happening right now. And I'm just trying to soak it all in, because I don't know when I might come back here again. I don't know. I may never come back in this physical body, but I will get back here in my glorified body, and you will too. If you've not ever been, you'll get here one day by the grace of God in your glorified body. But I love you all tonight. Again, thank you for letting me know that you're watching, where you're watching from. I see a lot of prayer requests coming across too. Put your prayer request in the comment section, and I would greatly appreciate that. And know that I'm praying for you. Have an awesome night, and remember, shalom from the nation of Israel. I'll see you next time in Jerusalem.